Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy Raw coming at you raw. I hope your day is all well and bless you for stopping by. God bless you. Let's get into the video. Now, this is Sony's E3 2017 overview review. We're gonna just go through a list. I took the notes yesterday. Man, was that conference packed with info, games, and we're gonna get into it right now. Sony's E3 pre-show showed off Super Hot VR, and it's coming out soon. They said in a couple weeks this year. So Super Hot is this VR game where every time you move, the scene progresses. But anyway, the next game they showed off was Tropical 6 2018, and that is an RTS game, and that's going to be on PS4 in 2018. Undertale is this big game that was on PC, or is on PC. It's coming to PS4 and Vita. So if you like Undertale, it's coming to your PlayStation devices. And Vita getting some love, eh? That's what's up. Anyway, level 5 games, Ni no Kuni 2, Reverent Kingdom. That's releasing. I believe that's later this year. Yes, November 10th, 2017 is when Ni no Kuni 2 releases. So yeah, that's Ni no Kuni. And the last thing they said on the pre-show was PSX 2017. It's confirmed for this December, and we're gonna get into PSX later after I'm done with the actual press conference, which is here. This list is for the actual conference. This is what they showed off on stage, and they started off with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. They had music, live music for the game, and then it went into the trailer. That game is coming out this year. August 27th is its release date. And then they went on to showing Horizon Zero Dawn coming out later this year. This is DLC for the game, and it looks pretty meaty. It really do. It looks like one of those Witcher expansions for the game, but I don't know too much details on it, but definitely stay close to this channel and I'll let you know when I find out something. Also follow me on Twitter, RawWilson1. But anyway, the next game was Days Gone, which all they said was in development for PS4. So this game ain't coming out this year or next year, it seems. This game looks like it's coming out in 2019. And that's gonna be the first gripe about this conference. A lot of games that got announced last year got shown, but the release dates are next year. More into that when I get to my review. But let me say this about Days Gone. It didn't look done, but it did look cool. Okay, but it didn't look done, but it did look cool. Anyway, the next game was Monster Hunter World, releasing early 2018. I'm thinking that's February, before the end of March, and just like in the same vein as this year, releasing Gravity Rush in February and Horizon Zero Dawn at the end of February, just before March. I'm thinking Monster Hunter is releasing in February or straight up in March. But that was that game, and Monster Hunter, I always known that as a Nintendo platform game, and it's coming to PS4, and I don't know if it's a PS4 exclusive, but it is coming to PS4 early 2018. The next game they showed, Shadow of the Colossus. It's going to be a remastered. It's going to be a remake, actually. The game looks like it's been built from the ground up like Reed did, and it looks crazy. It looks great, and I never played it back on PS2, but this game right here, that's going to be something to look out for in 2018. The next game they showed off was Capcom vs. Marvel Infinite, coming out September 19th. Story demo is out today if you want to play it. So, and that might actually be on Xbox's store too. So look out for story demo out today. It might be on Xbox, but it was revealed at the Sony conference. The next one was Call of Duty World War II, and I believe it was the multiplayer trailer. And let me say this about Call of Duty World War II. They actually have gore in it. What I mean by that is like body parts get blown off, and look, that's what happened back in the war. You know, they're being realistic. Now, for you guys with weak stomachs, hopefully for you they have like an off gore option in the settings menu, but if they don't, then just know going into it, you might see some limbs fly. The release date for Call of Duty World War II is November 3rd this year. And I just didn't say it, but the game looks crazy good. The next up is Skyrim PSVR. So Bethesda actually on their conference talked about Skyrim VR, and it looks like they had a Vive, but on Sony stage they revealed that it is coming to PSVR. So that is awesome. Like, I'll say this right now at the gate, PSVR was the winner of this event for Sony's E3 this year, because all the VR games, it looks like they're going to be releasing this year. The next VR game was Star Child, and like I said, that's a PSVR game, and it looks interesting. Again, it's called Star Child, so look that up if you want more info on it. The next thing from Supermassive, The Impatient, a PSVR horror game, and that actually I believe is coming out next year. I don't think that's actually coming this year. The next game they showed off was, well, it's like a little piece of a game. Final Fantasy 15 was teased a VR mode back in 2016, and yeah, Monster of the Deep is that PSVR mode. So they ditched the whole combat PSVR to just fishing. So it's a fishing VR simulator in Final Fantasy 15 for PSVR. The next game is Bravo Team, which I can confirm is not coming out this year. It's another PSVR title, and it's basically a military shooter, but in PSVR. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they use the AIM controller. The next PSVR game is Moss. It's a smaller game than all the others, but a VR game nonetheless. Look it up, it's MOSS. It's like a little mouse, following a mouse it looks like. Anyway, the next game they showed, and this is getting to the end, Dad of War, aka God of War, is coming out early 2018. I guarantee you this is coming out in March. I put my dollar on it. God of War finally got some more gameplay shown, and it looks phenomenal. It looks great. It looks like if you're a fan of that series, you're gonna not want to miss this. And if you're just a fan of bearded men kicking butt, taking names, like, you're gonna want to pick this up. That was Dad of War. That's my nickname for it. Early 2018. The next thing they showed was Destiny 2. Its release date has moved from September 8 to September 6, and they showed off a new cinematic trailer, but also they talked about the PlayStation exclusive content, which is exotic weapons and gear for each class, PvP map, there's an exclusive PvP map, and then there's a PvE strike, League of Shadows. I believe it was Lake of Shadows. It wasn't League of Shadows. Yeah, I believe it was Lake of Shadows. But anyway, the PvE strike, yo, that's a big get for PlayStation. Destiny fans are gonna be enjoying that on PS4 version of Destiny, and then there's an exclusive ship. So yeah, first thing, right? Xbox and PC guys, whenever they get the game, they're gonna be like, man. But guess what? You guys are still gonna buy it, right? Y'all guys, whatever game you can get your hands on, right? Anyway, Detroit Become Human, that got shown again. That's gonna come out, I believe, 2018. I don't think they had a release date on it though. But yeah, I don't think they had a release date on that. So hey, take your time with it. You know, you showed us it last year, which you shouldn't have did, which I'm gonna get to. That's gonna be my final review when I talk about that. But anyway, the next thing is SpiderMan 2018 release date. They showed off gameplay, and boy, does it look crazy. It looks phenomenal, actually. It looks like a little bit of Spider-Man. I want to say it looks a little bit like Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man gameplay, but just graphics look 10 times better. The fluidity is definitely more noticeable. I'm talking about animations and stuff. So, like, it's a better version of the Amazing Spider-Man games. But at the end of the day, we need to see more gameplay, see how the world reacts to Spider-Man and how you react to the world. Like, hopefully we get that maybe at PSX. But yeah, the release date 2018. But they showed it off last year. Now, after the show, I'm gonna run through this. Hidden Agenda. There's a play link for PS4, and these play link games is you play on the phone, and you know, up to 3 of your friends, and you guys decide via the phone how the game goes. And Hidden Agenda is from the guys behind Until Dawn, and it looks crazy. It looks good. It looks like a Heavy Rain type game, or Beyond Two Souls type game play, and it looks cool. The next one was No Heroes Allowed. PSVR is a top-down game. Extinction got a PS4 announcement. Knack 2, which should have been in the conference, September 5th, 2017. That's a game that's actually coming out this year that Sony announced during E3. and also 2016's E3. NAC 2 will be here September 5th, and I'm excited for NAC 2. Like, NAC 1 was so cool, and NAC 2, I'm excited for it. It looks really Guardians of the Galaxy, the trailer that they dropped for it. It looks really cool, like the music behind it. Anyway, the last thing was Destiny 2 beta. I didn't mention it when I was talking about Destiny 2 in the event because I didn't say it then, but they are releasing this info July 18th to the 20th is going to be when the beta drops. For people who pre-ordered it, and then for everyone else, the 21st to the 23rd. So yeah, that's Destiny 2 beta once again, July 18th to the 20th. That's for the people who pre-ordered, and then July 21st to the 23rd is going to be for everybody. So if you pre-order it, you get extra time with the beta. But that's Destiny 2, and this is the big news that's coming out of this info drop. October 24th is when it comes to PC, okay? Remember, it's coming out September 6th, all right, for consoles, and October 24th is when it releases for PC. So, yeah, man, if you're a PC gamer who wants to play Destiny 2, and you on the console, you might as well, out of wait. PC gamers, you know how to wait. You guys are masters of waiting, but you know, Destiny 2 ain't gonna come to PC until October 24th. And that means consoles is the only place to play it until then. But at the end of the day, it looks great on consoles, especially with PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. Those versions are gonna look phenomenal. But the sad thing is both will run at 30. That's okay, because if you're a console gamer, you're used to 30. All right, you're masters at the 30 FPS. But anyway, this is my review of that conference. 4 out of 5. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 because you can't judge it, because if I judge it by 2016, then I give this thing a 3 out of 5 because you showed off games in 2016 that wasn't coming out in 2017, but in 2018. And it broke a lot of hearts when SpiderMan got announced for 2018, but I prepared myself because I've been saying since last year's E3, Spider-Man ain't coming out until 2018. So I won that prediction. And, you know, I was kind of leaning towards this year because it's like, this game is only being made for, you know, PS4. But like I said, 2018 is when Spider-Man is dropping, and that broke a lot of hearts. But like I said, 4 out of 5 if I ignore 2016 because of what Sony did. I think Scorpio spooked them when Project Scorpio got announced last year, aka Xbox One X. I think they said, we got to show off a bunch of stuff that makes everyone forget about Xbox Scorpio. So they did, and they paying for it now. Their E3 is getting reviewed hard because all the stuff they showed on 2016 in 2016 is delayed in a sense that it's coming out in 2018 instead of this year. But look, later this year, Destiny 2, Call of Duty, World War II, Battlefront 2, all these games coming out later this year, Far Cry 5, and even Wolfenstein, right? The new Wolfenstein game, Wolfenstein 2. Like, all this stuff is coming out later this year. There are going to be tons of games to play. And NAC 2 is coming out later this year. Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 4. And all I got to say is there's a lot of things to play later this year. And releasing Spider-Man, Dad of War, those big games, it would have not been swamped, but it probably wouldn't like sell like how Horizon Zero Dawn sold. Like Horizon Zero Dawn came out earlier this year, and it sold great because nothing else was around it. And I think that's what Sony wants. I think Sony wants their games to flourish, and releasing it, you know, the later half of this year, those big games, that'd be sad. And Days Gone releasing in 2019, that's going to probably be the best place in time when it releases. And you never know, it might get announced or brought back up next E3, 2018's E3, for it to get a release date for later that year in 2018. But Death Stranding not being at the show was not a big surprise. Hideo Kojima, he's taking his time with this game. This game 2020 at the most, or maybe 2019. But anyway, the Last of Us 2 Part 2 wasn't shown, and that's good. Like, PSX, in my opinion, is the conference where you show off games that are way, way off. And E3 is the conference when you show off games that's coming out before the next E3, which they did this E3. Sony's E3 this year, that's what they did. But the fact that it's getting hit hard is because they showed these games already in 2016. Tell me what you rate the conference. I give it a 4 out of 5. It would have been a 5 if SpiderMan made it this year. But since, you know, most of these games they mentioned are 2018, 4 out of 5. But let me know your review for it. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section about anything I talked about. Let me know there. God bless you for stopping by. Please rate the video. Hashtag like, hashtag dislike. Put some feedback in the comment section below so I can get better to give you better content. Thank you. Also, please consider subscribing here for more gaming news from console to PC and maybe even tablets and phones. But that's all she wrote. This has been Raw, coming at you raw. Pieces.